I hate Tomahawk Man. He can trap you in a corner. He can do a lot of things to make the fight really annoying. But with that, we have an interesting weapon. I'll tell you that. You get the Silver Tomahawk, and you also get Beat B parts. Yeah, we're getting beat. And as you can see, the Tomahawk curves upwards. It can definitely be used properly. It's just, it takes a lot of practice to figure out where to use it and how to use it effectively. Now, if you noticed, I don't think I stopped to I didn't stop to show it off, but on the stage select where Tomahawk Man was, instead of the Mega Man faces, there was actually the letter B for the Beat B parts that we got. If you complete the warrior stages the normal way without the rush adapters, then it'll just be blank and won't show the Mega Man heads. But if you beat them with the right path to get the beat parts, then it'll show the B parts to show that you've gotten the right path, I guess. This place is supposed to be Japan, by the way, Yamato Man. It's a very Japanese name. I'm actually going to re-equip, or I guess de-equip the power adapter, just so we can slide. So like I said, you can't slide with the power adapter. I don't think you can with the jet adapter, Ken. No, you can't. But anyways, I think that the jet adapter has a lot more use than the power adapter. Although the power adapter does have a lot of good uses, to be fair. So as you can see, I'm taking the path that required the jet adapter. Oh yeah, and don't fall down here. It's not a death pit. However, it leads to the other path. Unfortunately, you don't want to fall down there. Just get rid of the flying heads. And now, without further ado, Yamato Man! Tomato, tomato, Yamato, Yamato. You know, same thing. I think everybody's made that joke already, but... Ow. Sometimes he'll just throw a spear, and then he'll just walk casually to get it. It's funny, actually. So, yes, I'm sorry. I know this is awkward, but let me just get that spear that I just threw at you. I'm sorry. So, as you can see, he'll either do that jumping attack or the spear throwing attack. Well, I mean, they're both spear throwing, but the one where he's on the ground. He'll do either one of those, although he'll do a maximum of only twice per attack. So as soon as he does it twice, just get ready for the other attack, because that's all he can do. It caps off at 2, so now we have the Yamato Spear and the Beat E parts. It's kind of a tongue twister. Beat E parts. Not really. We're going to Nightman. Nightman is supposed to be from Great Britain, because like medieval times and like knights stuff, I guess. I guess that kind of makes sense. I kind of like this place. Maybe not just for the maybe not necessarily for the challenge factor, but it is interesting that, like, if this is supposed to be England or Great Britain, really, then there's supposed to be, you know, spike traps there. So I guess don't visit Great Britain unless you want to get caught in the spike trap. It's kind of really terrifying if you were in Mega Man's place, wouldn't it be? Like, just a random spike trap just came, like, crashing down. I feel like this room should have more purpose. It's just kind of plain. No enemies for anything. I do like these enemies here, where you have to hit them... Ow. You have to hit their barrels once, and then, shoot them for the other hit, for the actual hit against them. But, I mean... I guess that's kind of interesting. It's kind of like a interesting take on the Mets. But... I don't find it as... I think, once again, like, there are more interesting things that this game does, like, these scholar enemies. Once you shoot them once, their hat comes off, and then you have to keep hitting them more, or else they'll get angry and run into you. Those jellyfish guys, I guess we'll call them Bob. Like any jellyfish in Mega Man, which there are a lot, I'm just going to refer to them as Bob. Anyways, right here is the end to the stage, normally, and right here is the alternate path to this part of the stage. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Anyways, although it just seems like I'm doing the stages from, mostly from, top to bottom, left to right, I'm really not. I'm actually doing it in the weakness chain. Well, I mean, I am, for part of it. It's just that I am doing it in the weakness chain. As I mentioned, the weakness chain is really easy to remember in this game. The only, exception being, I guess the top row, where you have to fight Blizzard Man, sorry, Wind Man, then Flame Man, then Blizzard Man. It's, yeah, other than that, there's really... Ow. There's really not too much to know. Also, as you can tell, the shield on Nightman, he does block attacks. If you can get him right when he's falling down from a jump, you can also hit him. Yeah, that could be an interesting boss, although I do admire this, I do admire Nightman for just being interesting, I guess, in that regard. And now, you get Night Crusher! And beat A parts. So we almost got beat. Just need the T parts. From Centaur Man! Now this is kind of interesting. I remember seeing a sprite of him that looked really fucking weird. It's like it's from another game, but I don't know what game it was. I just know it was like a really big sprite of him, and I don't know, I didn't like it. Here we got some more Bobs. If they land in water, then they, well, you'll see. Ow. They explode into 3 parts going diagonally and straight up. Makes sense. So, you know, makes sense. Just a jellyfish landing in water and exploding. Makes a lot of sense. That takes some skill, I guess. A little bit of skill. The main problem I have with, like, this game is, I guess this could be the case with a lot of Mega Man games. However, it just seems that with a lot of... Damn it. It just seems that with a lot of the enemies, like, you could pretty much just plow through them without too much of a penalty. So just take a hit, no big deal. Just keep going. Centaur Man is a stage which music I don't really care for. I guess, like again, to me, I think the Mega Man 6 soundtrack was probably the least memorable soundtrack in all the Mega Man games for me. It's not really amazing. I just find it kind of mediocre. It's not horrible, again, it's okay. Just for a Mega Man game, it's nothing too spectacular. Now, I think this is kind of an interesting idea. Unfortunately, it's not used a second time in the game, but I do think that this could have potential to be an interesting puzzle, the water being upside down. Oh, I mentioned, before I forget, can you just please stop? Please stop. Centaur Man is supposed to be from Greece, and that's why he's supposed to be like a Greek myth, I guess. We get a life! You know, I consider this probably one, like, the easiest game in... No, I think Mega Man 2 is, but I think this is the second easiest game in the Mega Man Classic series. Although it doesn't, you know, hand out lives like it's no one's business like in Mega Man 5. Also interesting, you can skip this boss completely. The game doesn't even care. And just this is what I hate. Look, you're at the very end of the stage, and the replay value, quote unquote, is just going to the slightly higher up platform to get to the boss, and that's all there is to it. Can you please not fall? So yeah, did you really like the alternate pathway here? I think it was very, like, well made. I do like here how, like, the fight here takes place a little outside the fortress, while if you were to do it from the lower path, it were to take place inside the fortress. I do like that. Ow. I don't like Centaur Man. Did I hit him, or did the shots hit me? Whatever. Down to like 1 life, or well, I mean, the life before I get a game over, so. I do like the boss music. In addition, I do like the lightning that strikes when the boss enters. I think that's really cool. Ooh, we actually dodged the spread shot for once. And that's it for Centaur Man. Centaur Man. I think the main challenge that goes for him is just that you have to jump over him sometimes, and he's probably the tallest Robot Master in this game, so you get the Centaur Flash, and finally we get beat. It's a Screed Nuke. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily kill all the enemies, but if they're weak enough, then it kills all the enemies. It's really cool. Now it's time for Mr. X. As you saw from the intro, he's been taking advantage of Dr. Wily. Now it's time to go get him. He's definitely the master of everything behind the Mega Man games, clearly. I really do like this, the look of this castle. And, as you can see, the paths, well, I mean, you'll see in a bit, but the paths leading to the next stage, as you saw there, or at the end of the stage, I guess, are pretty accurate comparatively to, like, Mega Man 2, which I guess it just wanted to show, like, a cool little map, like, where you were and where you're going to be. Then I guess the Wily Castle must be bigger than we thought, if the entire level took place in that one dot, you know? Anyways, right here we got an alternate path. What you want to do is get the power suit right here. That was cool. Normally I fall down after I break the window. So now just to prove the about the energy balancer. See, I got rid of some Silver Tomahawk, but going back to normal Mega Man, it turns Silver Tomahawk back to full ammo. So that's interesting. I mean, as I mentioned earlier. And right here, if we use the power suit, we get 4 lives. They're all just like stacked up like that. I like that. That's funny. And I should probably unequip it. However, I do want to show something really cool with this boss. And a couple other bosses a lot further down the road. In this game, at least. That is, it didn't really show that well here. But if you hit it with a charged power suit shot, then they switch direction. At one point, they're supposed to switch directions by themselves at a certain point. However, we can dictate that ourselves. And that's really cool. I like that. More people going live on Twitch. That's great. Hey, I guess we got another dome area in this castle. Are we going to go there at one point? Because that would be kind of cool. No such luck, though. Anyways. What's interesting is, if you saw from the path, there's actually a tiny part that goes up. If you saw it. However, this level actually remains completely horizontal. There's no vertical section whatsoever. Like, you don't go higher or lower at all. I mean, higher would make more sense, considering that's what it showed on the map, but... Oh yeah, trying to slide here gets kind of awkward. Also, we got more, rush abuse, I guess. Like Tails abuse in the Sonic games. I think it's interesting that they showed off the, Can you stop it? Can you please... Please stop. Yeah, I think it is interesting that they showed off these, those, invisible, sort of invisible holes. Then again, a hole doesn't really show anything, so... Is a hole by default invisible? I don't know. You be the judge. Can you see a hole? Can you even see a hole? I mean, a hole is not an object, a specific object. It is, it relies on other objects to be holed. That guy can go through walls. Hate that. And with that, Mr. X. What about Mr. X? Well, we got the next boss, Mr. X. Oh. That's kind of interesting. I'm pressing left and right here. However, because I'm sliding, and as you know, the Jet Adapter and Rush Adapter, they can't slide, can't make Mega Man slide. If you're sliding and pause the game and try to equip them, or well, if you try to press left or right to get to them, you'll just hear. Anyways, the best weapon to use against this next boss, Silver Tomahawk. Because it's against a wall, this boss is really annoying in general. There we go. That boss can cause a lot of trouble, I'm sure, just because of all the falling crap. I don't think you can even, like, shoot the falling crap. You just have to, like, avoid everything. Anyways, I guess it looks like we're almost going to the dome, but not quite. That one up. I'm not gonna bother with that one. And there we go. These guys, sometimes they can be a little annoying, considering once you come out of, like, once you get out of that ladder, they're probably going to hit you right away. So just gotta be careful in this level. That's really all there is to it. Now, I think a lot of these areas here are possible to maneuver without the jet adapter, and I know they are, some of them. However, I'm not going to bother, just because they can be kind of annoying. Just gonna plow through this game, just like I said is actually a problem with this game, the fact that you can plow through it. Right down there, that lower path. It continues up in this room, and it ironically becomes the higher path. And then you can break that block. However, it's not really much of a reward because, well, you could do it regardless. I guess it maybe wasn't supposed to be a reward? I don't know. There were just 2 energy pellets. Now here's an instance where you actually need the Rush Jet adapter. That block was a little too high to get to. Only by a bit, though. Yeah, in this game, anything that'll kill you will likely be a death pit or some instant kill thing. Ow. This game! I don't really know how I could have recovered from that, unless going backwards was the thing that I should have done. Luckily, it doesn't put us too far back, so I don't feel the need to cut. I don't think I've shown the cutscene for Rush Jet yet. Here, it looks kind of cool. Yeah. And then it's interesting, if you equip power from Jet, it looks like this. And same thing if you equip Jet from power. Although I think you're going a little too off screen there, Mega Man. Do you continue? Okay, no, you don't. Well, that was kind of annoying. Anyways. Regardless, let's continue. This time, clearly going through the upper path is the way to go. It's not even like that's much of a choice to go bottom or up. It's just like the up is a much better choice anyways, because the harder path is the lower path is really hard to get out of. Who's the next boss here? I kind of forget. I'm gonna get my Mega Buster ready because I forget. Man. Oh, this boss is kind of funny, mostly because we just came from a room slightly to the left of this room, but now we're going to the left, but we're not entering that room at any point. Now this boss is kind of underwhelming. Just because you could pretty much just stay on the ground for most of it. Although I guess those shots can be kind of annoying. However, just not that much. Oh, this boss is weak to the blizzard attack. Oh, come on. The one shot. I always like to go in the area where the boss was, just to be like, oh, just kidding, the boss was me the whole time. Lol. It's kind of funny. For me. It's not funny for anyone else. So you can see the X symbol just kind of goes away to make way for another very generic dot. Looks like we're improving some Silver Tomahawk. Oh yeah, that's the only other use of that spiky rotating platform. Now that's, I guess, kind of interesting. You can use the jet adapter to go through those holes in that last room, but you could have also just made those tight jumps. I guess that's another interesting thing. I'll hand it to this game, but I guess the main thing I'm not too fond of about the Wily Castle is just because, for example, these things, they're kind of interesting. How the birds come out of this little that little pipe there, and if you punch a block over it, then the birds will stop coming out, which makes sense. It's just that it got to this point in the game where you'll learn about it, and they're introducing new things in here, which is fine. It's just that I think the Wily Castles are much better when they expand upon previous challenges, make them more difficult, more interesting. That's just my opinion, though. I can definitely get behind a new challenge occasionally, although I just think that it's a little more effective just to show like how far you've came since the earlier stages, in terms of the challenges that they would repeat, however, make a lot more challenging. Now this section is kind of fun to do without the jet adapter. Jet adapter kind of breaks this area. It's not that this area was that difficult to begin with. I guess the ideas of the jumps can be kind of difficult to make, and granted there are some jumps here that are a little difficult, but not that bad really. I don't know. It's just not, again, a little underwhelming, all things considered. Let's also equip the power adapter just to shut down that bird factory. Yep, it's called the bird factory now. Deal with it. Just replenishing some more Silver Tomahawk, I'm guessing. This is an idea where it's an area where you should probably just plow through it. It's kind of difficult, without plowing. Oh yeah, also sometimes the pause mechanic sometimes takes a lot longer than it's supposed to. However, this time it didn't. Here's also something interesting you can do with the power adapter. Just uses a punching bag. And that's it, Mr. X. We defeated you. My scheme for world domination has failed. But I still have enough power to destroy you. Oh my god, it was Dr. What? There was no way that could have been Was that Dr. Wily? Let the final battle begin. Oh, sorry, I should have used Dr. Wily's voice, but I don't care. I don't even care. He doesn't even do his eyebrow thing, by the way. That's very disappointing.